Right, we got another beautiful day out here riding, and I've got some new stuff to test for the bike. Well, not really new. These are the same forks I've been using, but I just had them redone by Hitchcock Industries, which is a suspension guy in town. So forks are redone, revalved for more wood stuff, because the guy I bought them from was more MX. And I had this shock that was meant for the FSE300, but I don't know when that FSE300 is coming, so I just put it on here because it's a nice ass WP shock. And yeah, I'm gonna take it down this trail that I know really well just to kind of get a good feel of it. But so far, it feels wonderfully plush, just really nice, and I'm liking it. Is the front especially. Well, I'm not really concentrating on the back just yet. Normally I'd go faster here, but there's somebody up here. I just don't know where they're at. Trust me. That's them. Oh my god, it's like riding on a cloud. Now it shouldn't be as good at the whoop. Oh man, it's so nice, and traction is just phenomenal out here right now. We got some rain last night, so oh, those are fun. I feel like I can work my suspension better. Hitting those roots just feels really nice. Man, it's for some of the parts that make the bike. I'm at the point where I've made this bike. It's great. Hey, for what it is, it's a dual sport trail bike, and it kicks ass at that. Dual sport trail bike for 7K. I say 7K because, you know what? Let's plan in all the shit I put on here, so at least that's like close to $1,000 in stuff. With 7K, and this bike will stomp a KLX, he'll stomp a CRF. I'm confident of that. It's not in the same league as your KTM 350. Like, those are kind of awesome bikes. Oh, and I do want to point out, I'm running in third gear, which I normally don't do on Singletrack. I limit it to second gear because, I don't know, it slows me down just a little bit. Third gear is great for flowy or bump it down to second a little later in this trail. Clutch plates that I switched in are friggin' amazing. Well, as long as they last. That's always kind of fun to do. That's the shitty part about those go-arounds. Right, this is fun to go off the rock. So trail goes straight down that way. Gotta make sure no one's here. God, that feels really good going down that with this these new forks. Like I cheated just now. Just sitting down and let it run in first. Those are way better. Those choppy jumps. Or bumps, not check it over. Notice the first thing I check is my fuel barb. And just washed out on. So if you get out of these and get over the lip, wash out on that dust. Oh, I like this area. well downhill there, so you kind of just go in your clutch and do a few flips. Quote-unquote the hard way to the right. And the choppy jump ups are nice. Now, yeah, that's awesome. Those are like perfect. And little just after ride report. Gotta say, Neil from Hitchcock Industries does a great job on suspensions. I think he did a really great job on my forks here. I really like them. Still gotta tweak and tune a little thing for me, but it's a significant improvement. And as far as this bike in general, man, I've had this bike for about a year now, and I put about 1,300 miles on it because I was down for a few months with a broken ankle. But gotta say, haven't really had any issues. Like, I don't think I've had a breakdown. Everything seems to work just fine. As far as the engine, I haven't done anything at all to it. I've never even removed the spark plug. I've changed oil, and I did swap the clutch plates because I wanted to. The OEM clutch plates are still fine, and they might go in my other bike. Front and rear brakes are good. The rear shock, I just swapped in that WP one, but I've been using the SZZ one. And honestly, between the two, I do think the WP one's better. But I mean, it's a worked WP shock from Rep Suspension, so it should be better. But the SZZ one I actually think is pretty good. It's pretty not bad. I think the AER forks I have are way better than the SZZ forks, but the shock is not too bad. But yeah, as far as the bike, all my electronics still work. Well, I did break my horn in my crash. Everything else has been fine. My levers and stuff are good. The only thing I'm starting, like, the graphics were cheap when I first got them. They were kind of shit on here, and that's honestly the cheapest part of the bike that I saw or have seen. These were kind of feeling when I first got it, and after a few crashes in a year, yeah, they look like junk. I need to get some new ones to kind of clean things up there, but not too worried about it. Other than that, the only other part that I never liked on these bikes is the OEM fuel bar, because it is plastic under there. This is a metal cover, so it kind of protects it from hits, but if you fall over and there's a rock that hits right here but misses right here, it's probably going to snap that off. And then you're kind of screwed on the trail. But chain's been fine, sprocket's been fine. That's the sprocket I put on because I wanted the gear to go down 2 teeth. Yeah, right now I have the bike set up where I like it, and honestly, I probably wouldn't, I know I wouldn't change this bike up for a CRF 300 or a KLX 300. I just think that would be a step down, and I truly do believe that. And like, I've owned KLXs, I've ridden CRFs. I'm never going to tell you that this is a KTM 300 because those KTM 350, because those KTM 350s are just damn nice bikes, and they're pretty light still, and they got great power and great suspension and all that stuff. But it's like the light version. it's like the step down from a KTM 350, but a step up from a CRF 300 and KLX 300 to me. I just like it, and I like how the engine is pretty dang easy to take care of, and honestly, everything on the bike's pretty easy to take care of. Part of the reason why I ride my 21 so much still on the street and just put a ton of miles on it is because it has, as far as I know, it has a basically identical bottom end to this 22 bike. I think there's like a different size crankshaft or something like that, but everything internal to that bottom end is basically identical between these two bikes. And I've got about 7,000 miles on this bike, and I checked the valves and changed oil. And granted, it's easier to check the valves on that bike, like you pop the cap off and do it in an hour and you're done. This bike is going to be a way more involved process to check the valves. That's why I'm kind of pushing it off until probably around 3,000 miles when I'll check mine, just because I'm riding a little harder. I think specs say you can take them up to 5,000, but yeah, it's a great bike. I really do like this 22, and I think it's a significant improvement from where GPX was in the 21. So like, if you were looking at GPX's bikes over the last few years and you saw the 2019s and they looked a little janky, and then the 2020s looked a little janky, and like, they're getting better and better each year, and that's what I like to see. It's nice to see. And there's a good community behind these where you can get a lot of help and support and that kind of stuff. Like, it's not hard to wrench on these or work on. They're very easy to work on, actually. It's a little weird because you don't have a manual or anything, but if you're smart, you can figure it out. You got this. I trust y'all. So anyway, yeah. It's the 22 300R. Good bike. And honestly, if you see a 21 for sale used, they're good bikes too. To me, it's the equivalent of a KLX 300 or a CRF 300 for the 21s. They're pretty darn equal in my mind between those bikes. Those bikes, like a CRF 300, might do street a little better, but I'll take that bike off-road way more than a CRF 300. So yeah, anyway, hope y'all are getting some riding in before it gets too cold and snows for the year.